This hike on Passage 5, just like Passages 3 and 4, is another great example of how the Arizona Trail Association is rerouting as much of the trail as they can off of rocky forest roads and onto brand new single track. Right now, though, in February 2026, I'm hiking the current route. The new route should be completed in late spring. To get to the start of the passage at the Apache Springs trailhead, take State Route 83 to the turn for Gardner Canyon Road. Then it's about 6 miles of bumpy dirt road to the parking area. This morning, I'm just hiking from Apache Springs trailhead, and I'm going to go over towards Kentucky Camp and then finish up near the Oak Tree Canyon trailhead. The trail is part single track and part forest road. It's almost impossible to get off track. That said, keep an eye out for this junction because this is where you get off the road and back onto single track. As you head towards Kentucky Camp, what you'll notice from this point on is the various gulches you hike through. In this area of the West, gulches were prime places for miners to search for gold because they're essentially natural collection funnels. It works like this. Gold forms in quartz veins. The gold is freed from the quartz when the quartz is broken up by natural forces like rain and freeze-thaw cycles. Bits of gold travel downstream and collect wherever the water slows down, like where these gulches flatten out. This creates what's called placer gold, which was discovered in this area in 1874. But this requires lots of water, and water was scarce and expensive. By 1886, the easy pickings were played out and the miners moved on. About 15 years later, in 1902, the Santa Rita Water and Mining Company and a mining engineer, James Stetson, attempted to solve this water problem by creating a reservoir. And this big building at Kentucky Camp was the company's headquarters. In 1905, Mr. Stetson died in a mysterious fall out of a third-story window at the Santa Rita Hotel in Tucson. The company went bankrupt, and that was pretty much the end of mining at Kentucky Camp. After the mining ended, this land was used for ranching for many years, until in 1989 the Forest Service acquired it in a land swap, and now the Arizona Trail runs through Kentucky Camp and its history. For the next few miles after Kentucky Camp, as you hike along the road, you can see in the distance some of the partly finished sections of the new trail. As you look at it, remember, it's expensive to build this. A company with a special trail dozer is paid to do some of the work, crews are hired, and for months, many volunteers work long hours. If you ever have a chance to donate either money or time to this type of effort, you'll be rewarded with a great experience. From Kentucky Camp, it's about 7 miles to Box Canyon Trailhead, and most of it's along Forest Road 163 until the new section of trail I mentioned earlier replaces it. Because there's not much elevation gain, it's a pretty quick hike, though there are unending views that slow you down a bit if you stop to take them in. As I was hiking along this section, it occurred to me that the trailhead names on this passage do a great job of representing its history. Apache Springs remembers the Apaches who were here long before the U.S. expanded westward into their territory. Kentucky Camp reminds us of those miners who moved west as they sought their fortunes here and displaced the native people. Box Canyon is part of the geography of the land as you head west along the road of the same name. And Oak Tree Canyon at the end of the passage is named, of course, for the prominent flora here. It's not going to win any prizes, but it is pointing in the right direction at least. As you reach the Box Canyon trailhead, you'll see a cache box behind the informational sign.
Ton of water.
Volunteers typically keep it full of water. And then,
You can see from the gates behind me that I'm at Box Canyon.
there aren't any billboard signs identifying the trailhead, but there's a gorgeous AZT metal gate on each side of the road to help you find it. And then it's on to the last few miles of the passage. This is a popular area for people to ride ATVs and shoot guns. And it's not uncommon to hear shooting near the Box Canyon trailhead. At any rate, once you get past the gunfire, there's more gorgeous new trail to hike or bike or ride your horse on.
These new trails are just fabulous. Incredible, incredible single track.
3 miles after the Box Canyon trailhead, you'll reach an AZT marker and the end of Passage 5.
For through hikers, it doesn't really matter when one passage ends and another begins. But for day hikers, this sign right here is the sign that indicates that if you take a sharp right
to get onto the connector trail to the Oak Tree Canyon trailhead. It's about 3/4 of a mile to the trailhead parking area, which is immediately off of State Route 83. And that's Passage 5 of the Arizona Trail, from Apache Springs to Oak Tree Canyon. For many of the passages along the Arizona Trail, you only have one entry and exit point. But Passage 5 has several extra options if you want to break it up into shorter segments like I did. As for me, I did it as 3 separate out and backs and enjoyed every mile. I really hope this video helps you know what to expect along this passage, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. And I'll see you on the next hike.